Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the National Guard products, number 950N-BB. This is a bump-up style threshold, as you can see, but it's unusual. It's unusual in the sense that it is BB, it's bead blasted, gives it a very uniform sort of look, certainly something a bit more elegant if you are needing to carry the design aesthetic all the way through to the threshold of the door. So that's what the BB or bead blasting looks like. Okay. Hopefully getting a good camera shot on that bead blasting. Yep. This is a bump-up style threshold, as mentioned earlier. This is a threshold where the door will rest up against this portion or feature of the threshold. It's very handy. A lot of people like those because when the door is closed, you know you're getting a positive seal, and you're doing it in such a way that there's not necessarily something that's on the bottom of the door that is preventing proper door operation. Now, I'm actually a fan, however, of using a threshold like this, but in addition to a door sweep as well. So your door will obviously come in and reside in this area. Now, the line of defense, naturally, though, is on the inside of the door. I would prefer the line of defense to be outside, on the exterior plane of the door, so I would certainly look to add a door sweep to this, or a automatic door bottom that would go in the bottom inverted channel of a hollow metal door, assuming that that's what your application is. This is ADA compliant, so that's important. This design of bump-up threshold, bump-up, threshold is ADA compliant. Again, this is bead blasted, an unusual finish. We don't sell these very often, but it is something that National Guard not only offers but encourages people to consider. This is hurricane and windstorm Florida approved, and that's obviously important should you need to comply with that building code, and is available in several different lengths on the website. But before we get to that, the dimensional properties of this threshold can be reviewed from the image below this video. And you can see from that image that this threshold is 5 inches wide. Okay. And importantly, it is 1/2 inch tall overall height. And then down here where the door resides, it's 1/4 inch. Now, this would not be an appropriate threshold to use in many most instances of standard hollow metal doors and frames, because industry standard would give you a 3/4 inch undercut. So that would not be appropriate for this. You could have an application where that you have a 3/8 undercut, and this is ideal for that. You have an application where you have to be handicap compliant. You want or require, for whatever reason, a bump-up style threshold, and you've designed the door to account for this, the requirement of undercut that this threshold needs. The point is if you've got, regardless of your door application, it could be aluminum storefront as well. Just make sure that you understand that it's 1/2 inch overall height and then 1/4 inch down here, 5 inch overall width, and that 5 inch overall width is probably the most common threshold width that there is. Now, about the lengths. This is going to be in the website in all common standard lengths, anywhere from 2 foot out to 8 foot. And by the way, this is what the stock aluminum finish looks like. That's just what mill aluminum looks like. So the bead blasting takes you from this to this. Okay. Mill finish, bead blasted. Now, available on the site in several different lengths. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces, and indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. Now, the reasoning is if you had to take this 48 inch piece and cut it down to, say, 42 inch, you'd eliminate that slot, that countersunk hole that's there. The next one's all the way over here. So you're going to be stuck not only drilling another hole, well, cutting it to length first, drilling another hole, and then countersinking it as well. And quite frankly, those 3 operations, one of them might prove to be a bit troublesome for you. So if you ordered a custom length, we would not only locate that first countersink at the proper distance from the edge, but the proper center to center as well. The other dimension that I wanted to give you, because it's a fairly common question that we get, is of the overall width, you know, how does it lay out. So you can see that you've got 2" over in the door portion, and realistically that's perfect because this will compress down so that you've got about 1 7/8 inches. Your door is 1 3/4 thickness. You've got a nominal inset on the outside of 3/32 or 1/8 of an inch, and that's ideal. And then of course you'll have 3" on the rest of the threshold. Okay. Now the name National Guard is synonymous with all things weather stripping related. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure, and that's very handy because it will allow you to review the 950 along with the 896, which is a different version of their handicap compliant bump up style threshold. And the 896 is what is called a latch track threshold as well, where you can use surface vertical rod exit devices and use the profile in the threshold itself as the bottom strike for those Pullman latches on the bottom of the exit devices. So that product brochure is there, that's handy. There's also a link to a document called Installation Instructions, which is really just on the label, cut to length, etc., etc., cope as required. You know, I didn't show you, but screws are included. They're like a number 10 by inch and a half flathead wood screws in a complementary finish. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up all things National Guard weather stripping related. Not only thresholds like this, but perimeter gasketing, door sweeps. They have a comprehensive offering of items, obviously in aluminum, stainless steel, and architectural bronze as well. If you have more than an occasional need for commercial weather stripping, by all means familiarize yourself with their catalog. National Guard is a leader in commercial weather stripping. Any questions on the National Guard number 950N, and by the way, the N means neoprene. I should have mentioned that a long time ago. Neoprene, -BB for bead blasted, or any other National Guard product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.